This is Vicariously Yours. It's been many years since I've uploaded a video, and it is so good to finally be sitting in front of this camera and this microphone right now talking to you all. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody who stuck around. It's kind of blew my mind that there was a number of you that kept commenting and kept coming back and saying, make more videos, or, it's really interesting, the support. So I've been thinking about making a video every day since the last time I made a video, and I just have not been able to. It's been crazy. I've got some stories to tell you. But before I do any of that, again, thank you. I would have uploaded videos if I could have done it. I couldn't do it. But I can now. So here's a video. First of all, my heart goes out to everybody in this world right now going through the pandemic. I mean, I'm in California on the west coast of the USA, and we've been having a lot of wildfires, and oh man, it's pretty intense. Lots of smoke, and it's just been lots of smoke outside. The AQI, which is the air quality index, is whenever it goes above 100, I get pretty sensitive to it. And it's been at like 150, and up north it's even worse, up in Northern California and Southern Oregon, Central Oregon, on up into Washington. I've seen numbers up near Bend, Oregon, of AQI of 707, which is crazy bad air. It's very, very, so I'm just got my mind, and I'm praying for everybody who's going through any of that, plus we're all going through this pandemic thing, and then just the economy in the U.S. is kind of weird, and everyone's arguing about politics and all that stuff. So, I thought no better time than to start making more relaxing videos, because making these videos helps me relax too. So, I just had to get some personal strength back in my life. I went through some hard times. So I'll start off with a story that was crazy. Why not start with the craziest one first, right? This may not be the craziest one, but it may be pretty crazy. I ended up actually being homeless for about 6 months straight in California and Oregon, and I lost a job, and I'd gone through all my savings, and my partner who I was with lost her job. So being homeless for 6 months taught me a lot. That's one thing I went through, but it was an adventure at the same time. I mean, I'm kind of glad I went through it. So I drove one time when I was homeless. I had my car, and I had just a little bit of money. I mean, I can't believe now, looking back, how little money I had, and how far I was driving around. Just I was looking for a place that would just kind of be safe and would take me in. Southern California, LA can really be a beast. And I was having a lot of anxiety at that time. So anyway, I ended up in an area called Cave Junction, Oregon. From Kansas City to Los Angeles to Cave Junction, Oregon. Makes a lot of sense, right? Well, there's a few towns up in southern Oregon that I think are really nice. There's Ashland, and there's Medford, and there's just some really beautiful evergreen trees and mountains, and it's really like a winter wonderland. In the winter, and Oregon is a mystical, beautiful kind of fairy tale type landscape and environment. It's a magical place for sure. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. So I headed up that way and ended up at a campsite near this place called Cave Junction. And it was this kind of very, very remote. I mean, what was I thinking? But I just took my little car, parked it in the middle of nowhere in a canyon kind of area with, evergreen trees everywhere and snails crawling all over the place and moss and streams, and there was a river, the Illinois River. And so I go to sleep that night in my car, and it is just pitch black. And there were some other people that were down there, and that kind of made me nervous, but also kind of made me feel safe. And I start hearing these knocking noises on the wood, on the trees, like someone's taking a baseball bat and whacking these trees. And I'm thinking, that's a loud woodpecker. Wait a second, what the heck is making those noises? And I kind of put it in the back of my mind. I just thought, well, whatever, maybe someone's building a house late at night and they're hammering away or something. So, but I do also remember feeling all of a sudden like something was watching me out there. Like, really strong feeling of that. And so I got so scared, I had a friend who wrote a book, and it was like the first thing I could find, so I picked up his book and I just started reading it to feel some comfort. I was so frightened. I just felt like something's watching me, and someone's making some loud knocking noises in the woods, and I am in the middle of nowhere. Look up the Illinois River up around Cave Junction, Oregon sometime. There's a lot of fires up there right now. It's terrible. Some beautiful redwood forests south of there. But either way, I left there that next morning. I made it through the night. And I drove my car with my last, $100 down through northwestern California, through Del Norte County, to Crescent City, down into Humboldt County, and went through Arcata and Eureka, which are in Humboldt. And then I took a shot east at that point so I could kind of get through Redding and then go on down back to Southern California, like LA. And on my way back, we stopped through this tiny town. I was with a friend actually at this point, and we stopped through a tiny town, and it's called Willow Creek, California, and it's got a population of about 1,500 people or something. And we stopped there, and there's a big giant statue of Bigfoot that's been carved out of like a giant redwood tree trunk, and it's like 20 feet high, and it's the Bigfoot Museum, and then it's like Willow Creek is the Bigfoot capital of the world, and there's Bigfoot paintings on all of the buildings there, and I thought, what a mystically charming little place, and it's in the middle of this incredible series of canyons, and just saw these beautiful trees, and you can kind of grow anything up there, and lots of farmers with organic permaculture farms, all kind of trading food. It's in Six Rivers National Forest, so you've got all these rivers, the Trinity River. It's beautiful. Not too far from the ocean either, only about an hour drive. And so, anyway, to wrap up the story and to say goodnight until I make another video, I don't know what to make of those loud knocking noises that I heard the night in Oregon, but I have since learned that this is an area where a lot of people talk about seeing Bigfoot. And apparently Bigfoot makes these things called wood knocks, where they knock on the wood to either mark, hey, to like their pals, hey, a human is nearby. I mean, my grandma was really into this stuff, and she always thought Bigfoot was real. I'm originally from Missouri, and in Missouri it's called Momo, the monster. It's got some other names too there, but yeah, there's legends of a Bigfoot type creature, not just in the Pacific Northwest, but also right in Missouri. I mean, I had no idea until I got a little bit older. My grandma always believed in it, so anyway, yeah, so I heard those wood knocks, and then I was in Willow Creek, ended up moving to Willow Creek after I got done being homeless. That's a whole other story. But I moved to this tiny town for like 3 months and lived in a tiny house, and I bought a small cabin. And on one of the last days I was there, I was walking back from the Trinity River, an area where there have been a lot of Bigfoot sightings. And you talk to some of the people that are there in Willow Creek, and they will tell you, you say, so why is this the Bigfoot capital of the world? And they'll look at you like kind of nonchalantly, and they'll just kind of be like, well, because of the sightings, when people see it. They see it a lot. They see it a lot up here. And I'm just kind of like, wait a second, what? Why are you being so serious about this? And they give you this kind of a look like, not from here, are you? And you're like, wait, what? And I'm telling you, when you look into the wilderness of that area up in, Humboldt County, Trinity County, oh my gosh, I mean, it is, when you have to go there and you see how vast, and you think to yourself, well, if kind of a intelligent type man-ape type thing, or whatever this thing is apparently purported to be, it could survive out there. It could, if it existed. If it was intelligent enough somehow to remain mostly hidden from us. I don't know how it would do that, but I've got some ideas. Some people say they live underground and live in the caves. I don't know. But either way, we had private access to the Trinity River because there was a farmer who was out of town for the season, but said we could use his land to walk to his riverfront access. Totally private. Nobody else was there for a while, like months. So one morning, I walked down there to the Trinity River, and as I'm walking back, I look down on the ground, and I am not joking. The reason why I don't have a picture and I'm not uploading it right now is, I'll talk about that another time. It's just this silly case with these weird supernatural phenomena type stuff. you don't think to take a picture exactly. You're shocked. You're amazed. So I looked down on the ground, and there was a human-looking footprint, but it was huge. There was 2 of them. And for me, I know animal prints. And I know that nobody was out there faking Bigfoot prints. Trust me, this is very remote, and this was privately owned land. So I saw this, and I just my girlfriend at the time took a picture of it, and she has it somewhere. But for me, just seeing that was enough that I started looking into it deeply after what I'd seen, and just knowing the wilderness up there and how vast it was, and hearing all the stories. I started listening to a podcast called Sasquatch Chronicles. The host's name is Wes. Does a great job. And Bigfoot Eyewitness Radio as well. There's lots of good witness. My favorite are the witness testimonies. I have been digging into this subject now for about 2.5 years since I saw these footprints that were like Shaquille O'Neal sized footprints, but even wider and even taller and super deep into the hard ground. I mean, it was like, whoa, this thing must have weighed a lot, whatever the heck made this print. I was kind of freaked out, honestly, like, what? This is real? So I didn't see the creature itself, so I don't know. But I've spent about 2.5 years now kind of researching it quite a bit, and it's a subject where the more you dig, the more you find. And it's amazing just how many witnesses have come forward to talk about it. But I never saw Bigfoot itself, but I will say I did see giant clear man prints, human-looking prints, by the Trinity River in November of 2018. And they were very deep in the ground, and I took my own foot and I stomped it on the ground, and I weighed like 225 pounds at that time. And I was stomping my foot on the same ground right next to it, and barely made an indentation. Barely. I don't know what to say, but we may have another tribe that's been stealthy this whole time. Bigfoot, the master social distancer, right? Well, we may never know, but anyways, this is Vicariously Yours. It's been great talking to you guys again. Have a good night. Have a good day wherever you are. I pray for peace in your life and abundance. Cheers.